this is Rich from the Metal Cell podcast, and delighted to welcome Finnbar from Below the Neck. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's ace to be here.
Yeah, it's great, man. Cool. And I've Evan as well. All right, Ev.
Crack.
Oh,
So
it's
Finnbar,
Evan.
you play drums, evil drums on Below the Neck, man.
Yeah. So I'm the drummer in Below the Neck. Yeah, we're a band from Inverness in Scotland, which is, as Evan knows, quite a bit north of anything else in Scotland. So yeah,
I never made it
cool.
there, man. That's all I'll say. Was Evan telling you about my brilliant excuse for the holiday?
Did I tell you about this? So basically, like, Richie has an amazing way to just like happen to book
gigs that overlap with romantic weekends.
Romantic getaways with his wife. So
Yes.
he was going to book a trip to Inverness.
Oh, I was looking at hotels, everything.
Yeah.
All right.
And like just to be like, oh shit, Worn Out happened to be playing. What a coincidence! Like,
So I nearly made it there, man. Nearly. I gave her the choice of Inverness or Malaga.
she obviously made the wrong decision. Like,
Yeah.
That's where the story ends, basically.
It was a nice warm day, so that was a shame. But hey ho, that's how it goes, you know.
Actually, Evan, you haven't
everyone's
said much about
freezing.
Inverness. How was that gig?
I mean, from my standpoint, it was really good. We sold out and then sold more tickets because some people like sort of left, and it was pretty good. It was a packed night. I was happy. Managed to give Evan lots of shiny money.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, but the gig itself was really good. It was actually it was a local band. It was their first gig.
Right.
Some of my friends, Bloodsun,
Yeah.
and they absolutely annihilated it. It was absolutely fantastic. So there was like 3 locals on, and it was just it was great.
What was the venue like? Was it a bar or had he a designated gig area?
It's kind of it's a bar. It's a venue above a bar,
Right.
with a bar in it. What's the venue you said it was like, Evan?
It's like a Scottish Fred's, but just a little bigger.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Like the second we went in, we were kind of like, I wish Fred's looked like this. But it was like,
It's actually tidier.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like on the walls, there's like graffiti that like it glows in the dark. Is that what
it's UV
I
paint.
saw that too.
Yeah.
Deadly. That's class, man.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's like our local sort of venue, and it's where I promote all my shows at, basically, because the venue owner is really cool, and it's just a great place to do shows. I love it. It's the best.
What's the size of Inverness?
Inverness is a weird place because like the city centre of it is about, I feel like about 10 minutes, and we can walk from one end to the other.
Okay.
And then there's and then there's like a lot of just urban, like
Sprawl.
housings. There's so much housing.
Okay.
But the city centre of Inverness itself is maybe a mile wide radius.
Right.
Honestly, it's
What size
weird.
of Limerick, Evan, or would it be less?
Smaller, man.
Smaller,
Like
okay.
the actual center, like you really would walk it in like a couple of minutes. We had time to kill before like going down and setting everything up, and we parked the car and we're like, right, we'll go around and look around. About 20 minutes later, we just happened to walk across the venue and we're like, fuck it, like we're here. We might as well just stay here. Like I don't want to. I've seen the street. Like.
Yeah. And Finnbar, you promote gigs as well?
Yeah, so I mean, myself and Evan have kind of joked before that, me and him, we're the Scottish and Irish versions of each other.
Yeah.
And we're both like it's obnoxiously positive people that want to just put on shows and have fun with our mates and play drums, and it's great. I promote shows under I Hammer Collective is what we're called. Okay. I say we, it's pretty much just me, but there's friends that kind of help out, and we're hoping to do more kind of different things coming up. So that's where the kind of collective idea comes from.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just, I just love it. It's great fun.
What kind of bands would you be looking to pull into Inverness? Would it be mainly hardcore? Would it be metal or punk or
really
all sorts?
Anything that's really kind of, kind of classed as alternative. If you would see it on Scuzz, that's the kind of idea. one of the first shows I ever put on was Baylor.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and that's a funny story about that because I really liked them because I'd read that they were like the Irish Every Time I Die. Yeah. And I was like, well, that sounds fucking incredible. And then I just messaged them like, you never know. Maybe they'll come and do a show in Inverness one time. And they're like, oh yeah, no, but we need to do a weekender. And I was like, okay, how do I do that? I'm going to have to find more venues and more cities. And then it just kind of went from there. And then I sort of booked an all-day festival as every fledgling promoter does around the big band they're bringing in. And it kind of just went from there. And they were insane, like insanely good. And it was kind of funny.
When was this actually, Finnbar?
So this was 2019.
Oh, okay, so, just before.
Yeah, it was just before. Exactly. So I mean, I think I'd had one more show I'd done before that, but this was like the first show booked under a promotions company type thing. Yeah. But yeah, they're fantastic. But basically, yeah, anything metal, anything, sort of alternative, and if it's good, I know it's like maybe slightly not a nice thing to say, but
so now basically, if you tell anyone you don't have an availability, they should take that as they're shit.
Like, I would rather have a Bon Jovi cover band. Like they're that fucking bad. No, not at all. I try not to like wear myself too thin because during the pandemic, my wife had a child, and so now well, I don't know about that, but it's really great. Yeah, he's actually 2 on Friday, so it's pretty mad. He's a bundle of joy, but he's a bundle of energy. So I've got nothing left to give at the end of the day. But if I can, I do it. I love it. So
it's like a tear coming down through the smile.
Yeah, basically the cracked facade.
So bands from Edinburgh that I know, and would they have played down with you? Would it be Razor Sharp, Dead Blizzard, and Dog Tired maybe, or King Witch, any of those?
So we actually played with Razor Sharp on the shows we did with Worn Out. So we had them on the Glasgow show. Evan
Shout out to Jamie and the lads.
Yeah.
They were so fucking good.
They were incredible.
I can't wait to see them again. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny is the first time I was ever aware of them, I think it was yourself, Richie, was interviewing them.
Yeah.
And I think Jamie was like sitting in a van or something.
Oh no, that was another thing. Yeah,
was that another thing? All right,
where he put up the video after we were talking about him on one of the awards things or something, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
absolute legend.
Right. Yeah,
that was brilliant. Yeah, fair fucks to them.
And I'm actually seeing them on Friday night because they're playing Red Cross Festival in Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, you're playing that as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're playing on the Saturday night. We were all like 10 past midnight, and I was like, oh, that's a late one. But well,
make it work. In blue again, man.
Yeah. But they're really cool guys. I sort of listened to them online, but seeing them live was a totally different beast, I felt.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And didn't get to speak to Jamie as much as I would have liked, but I've got some stuff in the works for them hopefully in the future. When you see a band, I don't know, Richie, have you ever done any promoting at all?
No, well, with the show, that's about it.
Yeah, you're smart then. It's just when you see a band, you go, "Oh, I know a band you'd work really well with," and that was immediately as soon as they were sound checking, I was like, "I know what's happening here." One day I'll get them up. I've got lads I know would play.
You've already booked the gig in your head, I know
totally
who this is going to go with.
So excited to get them. I mean, Dog Tired, their name I've seen a million times, but I've actually never seen them. So
amazing.
I believe they're playing Red Crust.
They are.
So I'll see them. Yeah. So it's weird. Scotland's like, I don't know if Ireland's kind of, from listening to your guys' podcasts and stuff, it seems like Ireland's a bit more together as a scene, I guess.
You think?
Hot and cold. It's hot at the moment.
Yeah.
Hot at the moment. Yeah.
Very much.
But Inverness to Glasgow is only 3.5 hours. It's not that far at all.
Jesus. Okay. So how far away is Edinburgh then?
Edinburgh's, so it's about the same. You sort of like turn off at Perth, and then it's an hour each way to go to Edinburgh or thing. So it's not that far. Right. But I think Edinburgh, we sort of get on with bands there better, and then Glasgow is because they've got a more developed music scene. I think it's kind of harder to break into that, and there are definitely really nice people. a guy called David Tan who does Daitan Films,
He does
which is
video stuff, doesn't he?
yeah. So he like films gigs and stuff.
I was
He's in
actually just watching. He filmed "See You Space Cowboy."
yeah. We supported on that. Yeah.
I was literally watching that live set today, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the one that the lads played.
Yeah. So we opened that show, and it was really good fun. It was really cool, and it was a good opportunity. It was another sort of local. I say local band, but they're fairly big in the scene at the time, called Revolve. It was their singer Sean was booking the show, so we just hit him up and he's like, yeah, we'll get you on. So sometimes it's really good, and then sometimes it's really hard to get for that show we did in Glasgow. It was really hard to get anyone else to play. Just timing and stuff didn't work, but whereas like I know everyone in Inverness really well. I say everyone, there's like probably 10 bands that are actually active. But it's just getting it all sorted. Aberdeen's a bit closer to us in terms. That's like 2 hours. I was going to just
say to you, that's bizarre, because we had James from Hellripper on the show.
Oh yeah, aye,
lovely dude, man, and he's somewhere out in the wilderness.
Aye. See, that's the thing. Everything above Perth is kind of out in the wilderness. Like it's like it's almost a joke, but there is nothing until you like get to either Inverness or Aberdeen if you're traveling north. Like there is towns, don't get me wrong, but
trees and hills, like
it's like so strange. It's just recently there's now a 24-hour service station between Inverness and Aberdeen. So there's never
pictures outside it being like
it's like, I could have a coffee at 2 a.m, because there's times where because that's a shitty road, you have to drive 50 miles an hour in a van. It takes forever, it's awful, it's crap, and then you're just like, I can't even get a coffee, I have to piss in a bush. Like it's just it's like, come on, I'm a high maintenance guy, I need more than that. So sleep in the van, but so
I'm gonna have to ask you now, Finnbar, there's obviously a collusion there between yourself and Evan to get you over to Ireland.
No, we've categorically said we would never come to Ireland. The experience with Evan was so bad. I never want to see him again. And
I made sure it was so bad because I didn't want him asking to come over here. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So I'm just waiting for the poster to go up in 2 months' time, and nice and lads.
That would be great, but I just don't think me and Evan could ever stop our irreconcilable differences, to be honest.
I absolutely couldn't be near him for a few days ever again.
So you never have played Ireland, Finnbar?
No, we've never played Ireland. We've only recently played outside of Scotland as well. We did a small English run with one of the bands that we played with on the tour of Evan. We did a weekend with them. Skin of the Snake, yeah.
Absolute and they're banging band.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Banging band.
Yeah. They're like one of those bands, you hear the recordings and you're like, the quality is not there in the recording process, but then you see them live and it's raw energy. Yeah. It's so good. They're my boys. So
that tune Gatekeeper. I remember I started listening to them like a good bit, I think when we kind of announced what bands were playing. I remember kind of listening to that being like, fuck, that is so good. But the older stuff, the quality of recording isn't really there. It's more like kind of a demo kind of EP.
Yeah, it's a demo. I think that's a fair way to say it. And they would say the same thing themselves, they're young guys
live.
as well.
Are. But seeing it live, you're like, it's like I go back to the demo now and it's like it makes more sense. Because seeing it live, it just hits different.
You can see what it was supposed to be. Or what they are doing, you can see it.
There's a veil been lifted up of I'm not hearing analyzing it from a studio or mixing standpoint. I'm thinking, fuck, when this part came in, this was so heavy. You know what I mean? I can see exactly what the full picture looked like.
Yeah, 100%. But we haven't played Ireland. We would love to play Ireland. It would be excellent if one day someone other than Evan would get us over.
Oh man,
we nearly came over at the start of this year to do a show with Archives.
I remember. That was supposed to be January, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we just couldn't make it work. And actually, I've got messages I need to reply to from Adam from a long time ago.
Adam Holland is he's a good man.
Because I'm keen to sort of bring them over as well, because I don't know what it is that you guys have in the water over there, but it does something to your bands. Like, honestly, you know, seeing Worn Out, like, I listen to them a lot anyway, from like the first time Evan ever messaged us or whatever it was, you know, emailed.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is my jam. And then hearing stuff in the set now, which isn't released, definitely more depth. I was just like, yeah, this is my shit. And my wife absolutely loves Worn Out as well.
Oh, she's an absolute fucking legend.
Oh, she's so cool. I get away with so much, like, from doing music stuff. Luckily, I'm also, like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I'm far too fat to fuck about. So, like, you know, music's the thing I do at night. That and collect wrestling figures, because I am a fucking dork. So, yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Like, Finnbar, in relation to playing, say, Northern Ireland, get a ferry across, obviously.
Yeah.
How far away would that, or how long would that trip take in total?
So I think there's a ferry from Stranraer in Scotland. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, that's one funny point. Yeah,
and I think that's like probably about a 4 or 5 hour drive for us.
Okay,
which is, I mean, which isn't that bad. We drove to Southampton in one day, and that was like 12 hours drive.
That's the other side of England. Jesus.
Yeah. So Inverness to Leeds was what?
That was hours? Only 7. That was like a wee cheeky jaunt. That was awful. But yeah, that Southampton drive, man. I did, I think, half of that, and then I basically had a panic attack on the motorway because I've just been shotgunning coffee since like 5 a.m. We had Leached on, which is just, I don't know if you've listened to Leached, but they are just like noise.
It's chaos, like.
Yeah, it's chaos. Like, it's great, but fuck me, it's a lot. And I was just realizing, like, I am feeling my heartbeat in my head. I need to like pull over at the next service station. And I was just looked at Thomas, was like, you need to drive this car, mate. Like, I'm gonna kill us. So then, you know, that was fine. We swapped.
Jesus, we better go over fucking the band, because there's people watching this and we're having a great crack and we're forgetting about Below the Neck, right?
Yeah,
so you're the 5-piece and you formed in 2018. So give a shout out to Thomas and Johnny, Connor, Rory, and
boys,
and
the boys,
the background story. Before we go any further and forget.
Yeah. I mean, the band, like, it's kind of funny. Like, most of us had done like bands before, as most people have, and our guitarists Connor and Rory sort of were talking about starting to do a hardcore project, kind of in I say hardcore, I mean like probably, you know, metalcore stuff, but like Knocked Loose counterparts are like our favorite band ever as a band. Like, we even paid for a cameo of Brendan saying it's okay that we rip them off, just like because we thought it was funny. Like, we never used it for anything, but I
can't believe you haven't used that.
No, but you know, but the same, you know, they ripped off Misery Signals, which they say themselves. So you know, it's like, it's the circle of life, baby. And and then so they wanted to do this thing. I was playing in what was described as a Southern fried dad rock band by Rory, which I really liked. It was great. It was fun. It was my first band in like 10 years. So I was getting back into it, kind of thing. And then, we just got together and jammed, and it was like everyone's side project. And then it quickly wasn't everyone's side project because we all realized how much we were enjoying it.
Okay.
And then, Thomas, we started putting a thing saying we're looking for a vocalist. And because of the kind of guys that did like heavier vocals were all in somewhat established bands. Yeah. Like, they weren't going to kind of be able to come with us to do stuff.
The level that you wanted to do it as well.
Yeah. I mean, because that's the thing.
Was this the area of Inverness still, or was it outside?
So it's Inverness area. I mean,
okay, so all the lads are that area.
Yeah. So we're all, I mean, me and the bassist live like less than a minute away from each other.
Okay.
We still never see each other though. But you know, as a bassist, you don't like that. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, so we got this guy Thomas in who'd never done bands before, and like came in and just like had heard one of the tracks, did the vocals, and like we were all just looking at each other, just like, this fucking guy, this is it. This is good shit.
Wait, Thomas had never done. I think he said something about that. He'd
done like demos for a band, and I think he'd done like a couple bits of jamming, but he'd never played a gig until we sort of did our first show, which was wild because it was like basically a pop punk show. Where they kind of so we opened it with like just savagery, and like the guys that were playing like were fantastic. Spoke Too Soon, or in my opinion, one of the better sort of pop punk bands in Scotland. They might not like being called pop punk, I don't know, but like they're really cool guys, and they're like their drummer's fantastic and all that sort of stuff. So it was really quite nice to be asked to play. And then
and
it was just awesome.
The name decided at that stage?
Yeah, we did. And I don't actually know where the name came from. Like I feel like it's one of those things where some people have this idea that it was some what's it called? Wu-Tang Clan lyric or something. That's what Johnny says. And I'm like, bullshit, not a chance. Like that is not where it came from. Pretty sure Rory came up with it. I don't know how or why. I just joked
words together sometimes. Like
it's verb the noun, why not? We're a metalcore band. And I think it's because we're all shorter than everyone else in the music scene. So we come up to just below the neck on everyone else. Because like, Thomas is the tallest and he's like, well, I don't know, 6 foot maybe. I'm like 5'10", a stretch with big shoes on, and Rory, Connor, and Johnny are all like they're just like 5'5", 5'4". Like we're not like, and they're all really small guys. So we're not intimidating. Well, Thomas might be, but the rest of us aren't. So it's fine. But that was kind of how we started. So
and like, had you much to demo with in relation to songs at the start? Were you struggling, or had you a shitload of stuff to work through?
I think what we did is we kind of, the guys got together, the guitars got together and wrote like 3 tracks together.
Okay.
And then that's when I got asked to play. Right. And I was like, yeah, cool, sounds good. And we just jammed, it was good. And then I think we wrote a new song every kind of week. We just wrote it in practice together. And it's actually funny because our guitarist was a chef at the time. Our bassist worked in a leisure centre as like a lifeguard. Our guitarist is like a stage tech guy for Eden Court, which is like our local, like the big theatre here. And like I just worked for the local authority council. So I would go on my lunch break to go and practice on a Monday. Yeah, at that Tooth, like that venue. That's where we practice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would go there on my lunch break. I just have all my gear in the car, drive over. They would be there. We'd practice, and I go back to work.
How long was your break?
Because we've got like flexible sort of time system at work, so I would like have to work at the end of the day to make up the hour or whatever. But so it would be a 2-hour practice, or I would be out of the office for 2 hours, and then just like work up the hours through the rest of the week.
Jesus, fair play, man.
Yeah, and then once Thomas came on board, we were already doing evening practices at that point, and it's ever since been like that. But it's trying to fit it in around a theatre company's touring schedule and all the stuff that's going in there.
Okay.
And so, but then everyone else does daytime shifts now, whereas there was a lot of nighttime shifts for everyone else. So we make it work, but we haven't actually. But the last time I played a drum, Evan, was the last time I played a drum in front of you.
Really?
Because we've not had any ability to practice this month. And I'm playing a show on Saturday night, so that'll be good.
Wow.
That would scare the fucking shit out of me. Like,
oh yeah. Well, the year before, like from the start of the year up until the tour, we practiced 3 times and played 1 gig.
Jesus, man.
That scares the fucking shit out of me. I don't know what it is. Like, even like, you've all hung out even since? Like, oh no, you probably haven't all together.
We haven't all been together. Me and Thomas go for coffees quite often.
Yeah.
Just to like chat shit and get out, because we've both got kids, and so does Connor. But Connor's quite often got his kid at night and stuff, and we're lucky in that our wives are happy to take the wee ones. But like it's just, there's just been no time.
You just can't get over how tight you are. If like
Yeah.
You barely get you're so fucking tight.
I thank you. I appreciate that, because it's something I quite pride us on, as being like a good live band.
Yeah.
As I was listening to the Axe Catcher conversation you guys had, and it's funny, they're like, oh, we feel we try to translate better as a live band.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even though like our later recordings now are like really good, like Lewis Johns is a wizard, man.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, I feel like it's different. There's a different pace live. There's a different feel, and like our set's it's organically constructed to be like just a wall of like half an hour of just.
I couldn't agree more on that. Yeah.
Because when you told me you guys do like an hour set, I was like, what? Like, I just do half hours. Half hours. That's all we ever do, because I just want to like basically leave people with shell shock and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then spend time talking to people and see other bands and stuff. Like, that's my philosophy on everything. So
for a half an hour set, then Finnbar, how many songs can you get in for that half an hour set?
Usually 7 or 8.
7 or
probably.
8. Okay.
We've we did a lot of through composed tracks like back in the day. To say that, it's only been fucking 3 years, but like we had a lot of stuff that was there's not really repeating choruses an awful lot or anything like that. We're kind of gone more towards that with our writing now. Just from us. It's more fun to do, like play. Yeah, I guess
you wouldn't notice that as well when you write, because, like, I think when we first started writing, it was like we have some songs that are just riff salad.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And sometimes you can't fight that flow, but not that we're like forcefully trying to do it, but we're trying to look at structure a lot more, like, a later part, callbacks and coming back to things.
Yep.
But every once in a while, like, we'll write a few things that we're really happy with how it's arranged. The next thing we write could be fucking straight riff salad where nothing is repeated, but you can't fight it sometimes.
No, sometimes you need that rager. Just
that's it. Like, sometimes you really have to be like, no, I'm going to play more than one of these riffs twice. One of these will come back at least once.
Yeah.
So Finnbar, talk to me about Waste of Life EP. Right, so you 4 songs, the intro.
It's basically a 3-track EP. We got told that an EP couldn't be 3 songs. So I was speaking to like some publicist or something like that. He sort of gave me that feedback, and I was like, oh yeah, and this guy was really nice, and then we I'd always had an idea. So in Waste of Life, the track itself, there's kind of like a really long interlude in the middle where I don't know, it kind of ambles a little bit, but I always heard in my head sort of a choral progression behind it that kind of mirrors how the track moves. So then I actually got someone to do that, thinking we might use it as a backing track at one point through that section of the song. I can't play it backing tracks or click tracks though, so I'd be fucked anyway. But like we just thought, this is really cool, let's put it as the intro. Maybe we shouldn't have it, like, in hindsight, it doesn't really fit all that sort of stuff, but I really like what the guy had done. And it was recorded and mixed by recorded by our friend Andy Coghill, who was the sound guy in Tooth, Evan. Giant ginger man,
super tall. Andy.
Yeah. Like, really nice guy. Does he doesn't do so much recording stuff now. He does bits and bobs with different bands and things, but he was just like, yep, let's do it. This will be fun. So we just we jammed out the tracks, did it, and then got mixed by a guy from a band called PMX.
John Harkis, is it?
Yeah, John Harkis. Yeah. So, and they're an amazing, like, sort of skate punk type band from Perth. They're fucking rad. So, and it was just like, it was honestly, I took it down off streaming platforms for a while because I was almost embarrassed by it from a standpoint of, I just didn't feel like it's not what we sound like now. But then I kind of, apart from getting called out by mates and other bands being like, oh, why are you deleting your shit? Who also deleted their shit? But, that's a different part. I kind of just thought, like, it shows the progression of the band.
Yeah.
Does the self-titled Slipknot album sound as crisp as Volume 3? No. But
it's better.
It's better. In different ways and things like that, and
But if they remixed and remastered it, it wouldn't be the same thing.
No, it captures the vibe and all that stuff. And this was recorded in a practice room that's like right next to the big venue in our town. Well, it's actually, a city. So it was never going to have massive drum sound and stuff, but we worked tirelessly. I think we probably were a bit too hands-on with that project in terms of the actual sound of it. Whereas when it came to doing releases with Lewis Johns,
life,
we're just like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's recorded a few bands. Oh, look at that T-shirt, Evan. That's very nice.
I actually swear to fucking God, I didn't even realize I was wearing it because I had my shirt on all day. But
yeah,
welcome to Blighttown, motherfucker. I will never forget when you finally released Blight.
Yeah,
and just when it first kicks in, like. We jammed that.
Oh, no way.
A lot.
Oh, really? That's fucking cool.
It's like every band has like instrument Tourette's. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to get something done properly, somebody will play either a jingle that they always play or a riff that we play like fucking, we have this full like Iron Maiden-esque, like almost Viking metal song written.
Yeah.
Like, we could play it start to finish. It's a full song. But Blight is in there as well. Like,
that's so sick.
I'm going to play it now then.
Nice one.
So for those listening on audio, you get to hear the full track. We can only look at each other so long and fucking headbang. Talk to me about the video for that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's in the theatre, that Rory's theatre.
No, so
okay.
So that was actually, there's like a sort of local production company. Say local, they do like all the big festivals and stuff around here, called Limelights. And through the pandemic, they worked with sort of another local guy, Ian McLaughlin, who has Aim Out Records and a bunch of things. But he turned that space or half of it into a practice rehearsal space where everyone was socially distanced, and it was all set out with a proper PA and everything to sort of kind of give people a little bit of experience of like a stage whilst practicing, which was really a godsend because everywhere was shut. Like you couldn't do anything. I can remember, Evan, you were like going mad because you couldn't practice.
Oh, stuff! I completely lost my mind for a while. Like.
So we sort of like wanted to do this video. We wanted to have a heavy element of performance from us because it's a very kinetic kind of style of music. You kind of want to see things happening, to me anyway. Yeah. And the guy who did the video, Matthew, he's from France originally, so he relocated from France.
Is that what he goes under?
No, so that's the Beheading the Traitor was just like kind of like the distribution company for the YouTube video, but he's Petrol Waters on Instagram, and I should have thought about this, but I can't remember what it is, their stuff. But Matthew Gill's his name, and he is just like incredible. Like I just saw some of his photography, and he put up things saying, "I want to do music videos. I'm relocating to Aberdeen to do stuff." I was like, "Why Aberdeen?" But cool, why not? Like really, because like it, you know, especially in the middle of a pandemic, you know, Aberdeen's an oil city. Like that's like, you know, the whole where a lot of the sort of economy comes from, and no one could do anything. So, but he did it anyway, and we just talked to him like, yeah, we'd love to do a video with you. We like your kind of the vibe you've got, and it kind of just went from there. And I think he put out like a casting for. I don't really know how we described it, but we kind of had an idea of someone just basically losing their shit, which is the guy in the video. He's an actor from Central, but I think it's Glasgow. And yeah, he was like really cool. Like I don't think it's his bag really, but he was down for doing it. Lots of mirrors got smashed.
I was worried about his hands.
Yeah, luckily he had safety gloves on, so that was good. But there was just like parts of it I just really liked the idea. I don't know why. I think he took slightly different things from maybe what we thought would happen, but in the end, I actually liked it better. Almost like some of the ways, you know, he's like not looking at a mirror and he's just smashing it, and it's in time to the music because of the way that Matt's put it together, and like that, those sort of things, like I get a total kick out of that. That like really works for me. So by the end of it, I was like, this is amazing. It wasn't a cheap video to do because of the space and stuff.
Getting it done, like how many. Like, was there a lot of different locations? Because there's the live performance, and then there's the
So the live performance was in Inverness, and the other like sort of the storyboarded section, if you will, was in a place called the Biscuit Factory in Edinburgh.
Okay. Dog Tired filmed there.
Oh, did they? All right, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's the sort of place, you know, they do a lot of filming and stuff there. But you know, Matt sort of he arranged all that kind of element of the things and kind of took that and ran with it. And we were just like, yeah, great. I mean, we could I think we could travel at that point, or maybe we couldn't by that because it came and went in Scotland, and going to England was a no at times, and then it wasn't, and it's just like weird. It's been weird. COVID sucked. I don't know if everyone knew that, but yeah, so I tell you about it.
I need no. Amongst the 5E, none of you had an issue with releasing it. Like he released it in October, like 2021.
Yeah,
was there any debate?
There was a lot of debate because we'd actually recorded the music in October 2020. And I think with the exception of the track, the most recent track release, Amygdala, that was pre-pandemic written. And we had played on it on our last gig we did before pandemic. But then everything else was written whilst we were just not allowed to see each other. Connor and Rhodey kind of just wrote stuff by themselves. And I think it gave a very different aspect to like how we ended up sounding, because Connor is like really into Slipknot and Not Loose, and like that kind of it's not regimented, it's not the right word, but it's very solid, like what you're doing time wise, whereas Rhodey really likes mathy weird shit, like Callous Cowboys and stuff like that. You know, he like writes time signatures I don't even understand, and I'm just holding on for dear life as I'm playing. I'm like, okay, this will do, I think. And I very much play into the music an awful lot, and try not like be too offbeat and stuff like that. I don't. I wanted to play for the song and all that sort of shit, but like really get into it. Mm-hmm.
Be the power behind everything.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, that's how the writing process happened, and then. So that was 2020 October that we recorded that, and then we came home, and then we didn't release the first thing until October 2021 because that was when we could finally get out on a run. And I know like everyone wanted to release everything they had, like, and I mean like everyone in every band, I'm sure wanted to do that because it was so fucking hard. We've got friends of ours in a band called Bitterwood, and they've kind of like blew up. Yeah. They're awesome, man. They're absolutely fucking class, and they like totally took off. Yeah, online through pandemic, you know, and like Hardcore Worldwide and then Slam Worldwide, where they like really did a lot of things, and you know they're signed to We Are Triumphant and stuff now, and they're like the best dudes. Like we kind of broke in with them in a weird way. You know, they're really great. So seeing that was even harder as well because we're like, but like our pals are doing stuff.
You feel like you're wasting something, like, you know, it's
kind of,
there's a weird jealousy if anyone else does something.
Absolutely.
Even though you're trying to bide your time and you know, but if you see anyone, like, I think
Evan, it would be, and I hate bringing it up because I know it's just it's annoying, like, but I mean, yourself and Baylor were in the same position. Baylor released.
They recorded December.
So they recorded before we did, like way before we did.
Yeah, they did it December 2019. I think we did it November 2019 or something.
Yeah.
And it was 2 years later before it came out. And I think everyone probably had the same talk about it as well. And then when you see other people do it, you're second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know,
it all worked out well in the end, man.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. There's no point in doing like the what if things because you'll never know. And things did work out well. Like, you know, it could have worked out better or fucking way worse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, like we couldn't film that video until April anyway. So, you know, when we got back, I mean, from I think Boxing Day in Scotland, like you couldn't do anything again.
Yeah, we were pretty much the same here. Like.
Yeah, so and then that was like March. Things started to like get a bit better and things. So we were just like, you know what, like, there's no point putting this out without a video. Let's do the video right. Let's try and because I feel like we've rushed stuff in the past, and it's never worked. Like Russian stuff doesn't work. And now we're just Russian things, but that's a completely different matter. But you know, like I just feel like. We had to take the time on it.
What did you rush before that?
So
caused you hassle or whatever?
I mean, it's not that it causes hassle. It's just I feel like we could have done a lot better. Okay. I'm very much like
able to stand by it longevity-wise. You know, just come out to be like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word content even, but you know that thing of like, oh, it's out now. Oh, but
it's that constant battle of
6 months or a year of promoting, like
you know, I feel like, you know, I sent Blight to promoters. I sent so that's part of like a larger EP, which we are really slowly putting out because things keep coming up and then we can't, you know, get stuff done. But you know, it's not said it's an EP yet, but you know, who cares? But like, it's part of like a larger piece, and when I've sent that to people, they've like, yep, we'll book you. You know, like we'd struggled to get anywhere outside of Scotland. Like fair, we hadn't really tried an awful lot, but I sent it to a promoter in Manchester, and he was like, "Oh yeah, put you on this show." A friend of mine, Duncan, who's doing Red Trust, Duncan Mountain. We were just chatting away, and he was talking about how he likes like 2000s metalcore, and I was like, "Oh, check this out," and he was like, "Do you want to play a gig in a couple of weeks?" You know, and that was the first one back from pandemic. You know. Yeah. And I feel like the quality of it stood. So
100%, dude. I love G from. I remember because when Baylor played with Ye, that's when Kenzie, Z-Ren bassist, and He's in another band, but he was like telling me, he's like, you really, really, really have to listen to these guys.
Yeah.
I was like blown away by the stuff that she had up.
Yeah.
And of course, we were talking a lot. And I remember, like, with Blight, I'll never, ever forget the first time that it came up, hearing it through my speakers. And, like, it just sounded so good that we hadn't put out our EP at that stage. Yeah, I think it was like, maybe we're about to put out the first single.
Yeah.
But I remember Blight came out and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, oh, no.
Like, honestly, like, you know, I don't know, like, how many bands really talk about this sort of stuff, like, publicly, but the reality is, like, even, like, after you've been sitting on something for a while, like, you hate it. Like,
yeah, 100%.
We're like, oh man, we just want to get this stuff out because, like, we've heard it that many times that the effect of it's been lost on us.
Yeah.
But, like, when I go back and I've not listened to anything for a while, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is good. Like, this is going to hit hard. And I think, like, I guess maybe it's like a sort of a case test for other bands. Is like, don't be afraid to make it work and, like, put the time in beforehand. And like, yes, you might hate it because you heard it 600 times, but nobody else has ever heard it. And I just, like, you know, someone hearing it for the first time might be like, this is my jam. Yeah. So you never know what can happen.
But genuinely, I've recently been having this exact conversation of, like, you know, when you're in a writing stage and, you know, there could be things, you know, like when you write the newest thing, that's always instantly, it makes everything else sound like fucking shit. But it's like, you've been playing these, it doesn't have, it's just part of the band's repertoire or whatever now, whereas something that's just written, you're buzzed about it. But you know, that so I think trying to focus on getting over the initial class, like something new that we're all buzzing off, and then to be like, you know, later on down the line being like, well, the first time we played this, that gave me that feeling. So if you're looking at a listener standpoint, being like, they probably will have that feeling as well. But unless we believe in what we're doing and really give it the time and fucking, you know, push it, like, if it takes long, it takes long, whatever. Because you don't want in a couple of months to hear that one little thing that you could have done better. Because you'll never, ever, even if no one else hears it, you will never not hear it. Like,
that's actually the best piece of advice I ever got. Was with my old band. We were recording in Aberdeen. And the guy said, if there's something you don't like in your take, redo it, because you're going to hear that every single time.
Don't settle for it close enough. Like.
Yeah. And, like, you know, Lewis kicked the shit out of me when we were recording, and that was it was all steel kit on a brand.
Was that the SLP, a Tama SLP?
No, so it was a Q drums kit, and I think it's Nolly's kit actually. Which is kind of cool.
The sounds so good.
Yeah, but like an actual real kit, unlike what other bands use. Spicy. But then, so that was, like, super hard to play, like, because I play with a lot of intensity, as Evan can attest to.
100%.
And I was a bell brass snare, and I spoke to Sean from Baylor before we'd done it, and he was like, dude, I was wrecked. And I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up out of my bed the next day after one of the tracking days. I was fucked. My back was just in bits. And it was just like everything hurt. And I used to playing wood drums with a steel snare. So going for full steel kit was quite an experience, but it sounds amazing. There's
they sound incredible.
Like, there's minimal sample. I don't think there's any samples on it, and there's replacement of my own hits sometimes, I think, but I had nothing to do with that, so I couldn't tell you what it is. But I mean, there's sometimes I hear like a snare that's like maybe slightly squiffed, but it still sounds good, and I'm like, if it was all replaced, that wouldn't be there. So, you know, like in my head, it's like, that's one of those things I hear. I don't
probably couldn't figure out what part. Again, this is, you probably will, but I'd have to listen to it for a long.
Yeah, It's I always tell that to new bands. I'm like, you make mistakes on stage, literally nobody cares. Nobody cares, and nobody notices.
Or don't be like,
yeah,
just then they'll know. They'll be like,
just
I presume something went wrong. Like,
yeah. You know, I've had it where people just like, I started on funnily enough, on that See You Space Cowboy show, which was like the first show was being filmed we ever played.
Yeah.
I start a completely different song from the rest of the band. Like, and I totally fucked it. Like I skipped a song in my head.
Yeah.
And they all sort of turned around and start playing it, and it's fine. But it was like, I have no idea.
I've watched that set and I can't think of what part. I'm gonna have to watch it again later.
And that, you know, it's a testament to the guys in the band, like, you know,
recovery
they picked up quick as fuck. Like, and you know, that's kind of one of the good things. We don't play with clicks, and we don't play with backing tracks. We try to keep it as live as possible, not in any sort of like pure way or anything, but shit happens live, and part of that is the fun, and part of that's the energy for me, and I love fucking with time slightly and just kind of just pulling things back or pushing things forward and all that sort of shitty drummer talk. But it's fun for me, you know. That's my.
Also shit scared of any machine, to be honest with you. They'll break. Something electronic will break.
I mean, you see, even like bigger bands like Loathe, for example. I saw them. I can't remember what they were supporting, but like I think it might have been Straight from the Path, perhaps, something like that. Yeah. And their whole rig went down, and they lost like 20 minutes of their. Oh, it wasn't 20 minutes of their set, but they lost like 10 minutes of their set, which was 3 tracks, which means they didn't play White Hot, which was the song I wanted to see, and because like they had like screens and stuff on stage, and everything was run through a DAW, basically.
See, and all this stuff is amazing. Don't get me wrong, and I'd love to do it, but I'm just fucking scared shitless.
Yeah,
of something. Even our intro, we don't have that. I'm like, fuck, please make that work, please. You know what I mean? Little things like that.
And then if you can't hear it because the monitor's not quite working, you know, like things like that, it's like, fuck, where do we go?
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know what? I click 4 times and then we do something.
Yeah.
Like
Brian says it really well. It's like 1 gig is worth 10 practices. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if something ever goes wrong and you all recover or like kind of get on the same wavelength, you never will worry about that section or whatever it is that went wrong. You're just like, well, if it ever did go wrong, I know everyone here is capable of thinking quick and just fixing the issue. Like,
but as you say, Finnbar, a lot of the fans will fucking miss it. They won't care. They'll be in the middle of the fucking moment anyway, you know?
Yeah, so, exactly.
So, anyone in a band as well, advice, not that I have fucking anyone to give it. If there was a part that you mess up, when you walk off the stage and someone comes over and he's like, great set, don't be like, I fucked up this and I fucked up. Like, they actually don't care. Do you know what I mean? They literally, they don't have to come up and say good set unless they want to use your amp or something. But other than that, they don't actually have to come up and say good set, do you know? So just say, thanks a million.
Thanks, bud.
If they want to tell you what they liked about it, they will, you know. If they want to ask to borrow your gear, they will.
Do you know what? I'll probably let them because I'm that guy. So
we had to borrow a bass amp from Razor Sharp for for Glasgow. We were just like, fuck it, using an amp, and the lads were super sound. It was like, cool. Absolute legends.
Yeah, man.
There's a track there, Finnbar, called Early Grave. What happened to that? Did that make into any recordings?
So no.
Okay.
The end.
Where are you seeing that?
I do my research, man.
Yeah, none of your
that's
business.
Scary. So I don't know because I think there was like someone had uploaded a video or something like that, and you put just that name down that wasn't the song at all. I don't like we've never had a track called Early Grave, and we've never covered the Architect song. So I don't know what it would have been. But I mean, the thing is, we've written a lot of tracks. We had about 35 tracks for the EP we did with Lewis, which was shaved down to 5 tracks we recorded.
Jesus.
and then we kind of, some bits we've used into different things, but
you Frankenstein shit.
Yeah, but like, it's just like, oh, that'll work here, and it worked really well.
100%.
And we're really bad for writing demos that are called band names. So like one of the tracks that we played when we're on the run with it with Worn Out was we call it Kubla Khan because it's basically a Kubla Khan track. Like it's so brazen that it's like this.
Yeah, I know the exact fucking song you're talking about because I copied something from it from you.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's like we all like this stuff. So I don't even know how many Counterparts demo tracks we've got like ripped off like name wise, but like it's just like that's just how we do it. We've got a track called Vain because it's like a Vain song.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these tracks probably won't make it to like being out in the public, at least not in an official release capacity. But
it's flexing the muscle of writing.
And just
keep writing
and trying to use ideas. But I mean, we had to retire a song because there was a severe like bad split between the band about like this track which is out, and we had a video out for it like as a live recording called Watch the Fuck Out Boys, but we just had to call it Watch Out because Facebook does not like swearing in song titles. We discovered, and then that one, like 2 of us love it and 2 of us fucking hate it. I love it. I think it's amazing because it's like super melodic hardcore, like that sort of vibe. And the two guitarists hate it, and our bass is just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So like we just
exactly what he's saying.
Like, mate, if you sat on that fence any longer, you'd have splinters out your fucking mouth, mate. So it came down to it, and we like decided, fuck it, we're just gonna play it one last time. I think it was at the sort of all day festival thing I do called Neckfest. Which is called Neckfest before I was in Below Neck in my head. It's for Break Your Fucking Neckfest. Because I always feel like people are, you just book your own band. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't have to pay my own band.
If you have a birthday party, you're allowed to eat your own fucking cake. Like.
Exactly. But yeah, so I think we just decided, well, we'll play it one last fucking time, and then that'll be it. And another one of those tracks like we don't really play is we got an encore when we did the Inverness show with Worn Out, and for some reason Thomas just started singing Backstreet Boys, and like everyone was into it.
Yeah.
And so like, but that was like not planned at all. He was just fucking about it, and then because we were like, should we do another song? Like we haven't like practiced another song, and then that song's Lapel de Vide, which is actually on the Waste of Life demo EP. And it went off. Like people were fucking loving it. We had a great time. But it's like one of those ones like, did we play it? I don't know. Like we all like it, so probably we should. But then it's like, oh, but what's the style we're doing and blah blah blah. But we're kind of changing that as well. We like a lot of stuff. Not to be like, oh, we're so eclectic, we like everything, because that's bullshit. But like we like most heavy stuff, between us. So there's things that I'm like, let's do a Dillinger track. And then I realize I'm like not talented enough. And I'm like, nah, let's just do like Blackstone Cherry because I can keep that deep. So, but like,
you still have to do the 4 clicks for Blackstone.
Oh, man, I got all 4s, baby. See it like if I could do it in 4s, I'm fucking doing it in 4s. Like it's just. It's the natural pulse everyone feels. It's all good, blah blah blah, all that pish. But we've done a lot of different stuff. I don't even know how many songs we've written overall. Probably like about between 50 and 60. I think 7 of them have made it out now in total. With another 3 that are kind of there in the ether in an unnamed space that I couldn't possibly reach them from. A
Dropbox folder.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Dropbox, mate.
So the latest single was dropped on March the 4th.
Yeah, so that was that track Amygdala, as it was that's the last one we did before pandemic in terms of writing it. And it's just something about it I really like how it flows and like the sort of chorusy element of it and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know how to describe it. Everything we write is based on like the feeling we have when we're doing it. Even like with the tracks that we're kind of written in solitude, so to speak, They're kind of very much like there's a vibe, and then it comes to the practice or the space or me just playing drums at my own house, which I can't do anymore, but I did for a while. And it's just like, I'm going to make this what I think it should be in my head as I'm going. And I don't know where I was going with that point, but
it's probably down to personal experiences in relation to songwriting and lyrics.
A little bit like
honest enough for what you do. Like,
yeah. And like, it's funny, like, you know, when you're playing Blight there, like I maybe some people get weird about this, but like I fucking love my own band. Like, our music is what I want to listen to. So like I'm like just jamming away at Blight. I love it. Like Amygdala is the same. Like I know it's so there's like I'm sort of like a end track, like before a bit before the last breakdown in the track in Amygdala. And like it's like a little sort of groove on drums. Which I was just because I was like tired of doing the same thing. So I was like, I'll just do this little ghosty note bitch, like it'll be great. And then like now I can just like drum that to myself all the time. And we're in the car the other day, and Rachel, my wife's like, that's that bit in Amygdala. Or so we all call it dance. That's like our name for it, like in our heads.
Working title that never leaves.
Which is named after our singer's son, because he's the most dense human being on the planet. He's not. He's just like a little dude. He's so cool. He's the best dude ever. But which is like a stupid joke we made up once, and it's kind of never gone away.
It's stuck. Yeah.
And then that's what the song became. But like it's like a little groove thing, and like people can immediately recognize what I'm playing, and that doesn't happen often for what is typically quite a fast, you know, style of music. Mm-hmm. So like to have like a kind of a bit of groove is kind of cool, and seeing the reaction to that kind of section was really quite nice for me as a drummer, because you know,
like a hook as well, like it's a hook of a groove, like
and that's, you know,
out straight away, like
and that's why Amygdala sticks out to me, like maybe selfishly as the performer on it, but I think it's fucking great. It's class. We did get a lot of feedback that it's not written very well in terms of like song structure, because and I was like, but I mean, it goes like, you know, intro, verse, chorus, breakdown, outro. It's like what every song is, but I think maybe it just feels slightly different for whatever reason. But
I think when parts are back, they're slightly different when they're back as well, which like that's what I like, you know.
Like
I'm it's fucking with it the same, because that's when I feel boxed in, like
exactly. And like, and I'm not saying that in like a way to be like, oh, tell me the song's great. It's just, it was something I'd never thought of at all, and that was part of like the submission process to every fucking playlist and all this bullshit. You know it very well, Evan. Like, it makes you look at things slightly differently. And I think it maybe bummed me out a little bit.
Yeah, like would you get anxious over stuff like that?
I don't think I would get anxious over it, but it, like, if I keep seeing a repeated thing about a track, I might be like, why didn't I think of that? And then I'm trying like, what did I not see at a time?
Okay.
But then after a while, and then playing it live, and that's one I think goes pretty well live. I don't really care that people don't like the way it's written. Another part of it is like, do I really care that everyone likes my band? No. People that want to like it can like it.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised that you actually got the criticism. Well, would you call it criticism of that track? How did it come about? You know, because
playlist things, when you're pitching to playlists on things like Submit Hub, and like basically what they have to do is, and this is the weird thing is, I have been getting Ben from Chemical Addiction to start submitting stuff on Submit Hub, and he's been saying the exact same thing, that, you know, someone might give him criticism on it, but you can see how long they listen to the thing, and it's like, you listen to it for 30 seconds and you're going to tell me that, like, you know, the song is this or that. It's like, you didn't fucking listen to the full thing. But as I said to him, it's like, if we could all write a song that absolutely everybody would love, sure, I'd never work again. Like, do you know?
Exactly.
You can't do that. Like,
no.
Okay, so it's stuff like that you get feedback from Finnbar, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, because I think most of the time, people in other bands, if you're seeing them in a live setting, most people are into the energy of what's going on.
Yes.
Especially like in sort of our genres. So it's not, you might be like, oh, you know, see if that band just did something slightly different with this or whatever. Like, you know, you might think that to yourself. And if you know them well enough, you might, you know, say later down the line, like, you know, have you guys thought about this not for like a song or a particular bit. Like, you know, when you see a band and like three of them are super into it totally, and then like one person's just like obviously not in that band,
There's
like in their head. Yeah, and it's like their mates from school or whatever. There's always that kind of thing, and it's just like that's the sort of feedback I think of when I'm looking at a band, because I always think of it from a live standpoint. And then so to get something from a written standpoint from someone who's listened to it as a third party that has no other connection, is like it's a different kind of criticism that you're not ready for.
Yeah,
because you're like, because at the end of the day, these people are doing what they do. That's playlisting. That's like that's their thing, right? Okay, what they think is up to them. I'm not going to begrudge them for it, but it's like when you see the same thing over and over again, you're like it's never dawned on you. It's a bit, I don't know. It's just weird. It's a very like unnerving thing at first, and it wasn't until we played it live again that I was like, oh, I don't fucking care what anyone thinks. It's a jam. I love it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Evan, would you have come across situations like that that you're watching 100%. A band, you're in the front row, you're watching the band, and you can see, for example, that maybe a band is trying out maybe two or three new tracks that they're trying out live, we'll say, and you can see straight away that there's just maybe a certain segment of a song while you're watching it going, nah, they should do this instead. And where, like, has that happened? And then if they're friends, how hard is it then to broach the subject with them? Or would you feel comfortable saying it to them?
I think to start it, it's like, if people, I think everyone has the tendency to, when they listen to music, in some way imagine themselves playing it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yep. Like, when I listen to music, I imagine myself live playing. It could be any of the instruments, and depending on the section, I'll just magically play guitar, then I'll be doing vocals, and I'll be playing drums. And it's like, so when you see a band that are like, oh, it's a new thing that we're doing, you're kind of, you know, seeing it right in front of you, and you're like waiting for the thing that you think is going to come up. So in your head, you're like, oh, it's going to get heavy here, but they might bring it down and maybe get a heavy part later. But because you were wired to give yourself what you like, it's kind of separating that thing of like, well, just because I like a certain thing doesn't actually mean this is the correct thing for that band. Because, you know, even when you're writing in a band, not everyone agrees at the same time. So even the people that are playing it would be like, no, or yes. But no, I don't think I'd come up to someone at a gig and be like, oh, like, I'm going to give you some feedback there. Because if someone did that to me, that depends on who it is. But at the same time, it's like, if you're
like, this is only specifically new songs, really. Like, I'm not on about obviously established songs, but like when a band is saying, right, this is our new song, here it is, and you're watching it and you're like, going, oh, Jesus Christ, like, you know, they could take 3 minutes off this.
I mean, like, if it's a shit song, I'll think it's a shit song. I won't go up to them and be like, great set, but that new song is shit. It's not really my...
Well, you can't kind of say it that way either.
No, but it's not really, it's not my, I don't know, it's not really... Depends if I have to use their amp or not.
It's a great song.
Brilliant, love it.
That just like one note held for like 15 minutes straight. Amazing. I wouldn't have thought of that. That wouldn't have crossed my mind at all. Like.
No, I was just wondering about that in the scene in general. Like,
I mean, it's not something I would do unless it was somebody that I knew would respond to it in the way that, like, it's not like a criticism as in like, oh, that song was fucking dogs. Like, I don't think that would really happen. It's more down to like the makeup of the band. Maybe is more like what I would kind of, or just like directions of like, hey, maybe you don't need 30 cymbals when you play the ride the whole time, because here's a trick. You know, you have to set all this shit up. Like, just, you know, like, and you know, you see bands that are friends of mine, I'm like, have more intensity live, like, stop overthinking what you're doing, like that stuff. And that's friends who I know give a shit about what they do, so I think they might respond well to it. If it's just a band like they're just having fun and doing it their own way, like, I'm not here to tell them. I'm not better than anyone, you know. But it's
what's weird though, and I was thinking this when you were saying that. Like if I'm playing a gig and someone was coming up trying to give me advice on my songs, I'm very kind of like, all right, like
no one asked.
Yeah, no one asked. But like, there's been times that like friends of ours might come into like if we're practicing, and we'll show them something new, and if they gave me any criticism or anything like, oh, whatever, that's the perfect, because my brain is like, you know, wired to take things in then.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm playing live, I'm just giving the output of it.
It's already crystallized by that point. So you're not going to change the shape of it.
Change all the time. But like, you know, on my input from other people in that stage is like, well, this is the song. Whereas if someone, which happens in Blackpool, like where we practice, people will kind of drop in. They might stand outside your door and text after, being like, whatever that new thing, like Howard did on Saturday. He's like, are you in room 3? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you know, sending messages that like he liked what we were doing and stuff. And then you call in situations like that. Depending on the person, I absolutely welcome things like that. Do you know what I mean? I have no issue with like a friend coming in just being like, what you're doing is weird, let me hear more. Or, you know, if they say, hey, why instead of doing it over here, try it over here, I'll be like, why not? Because sometimes it's nice to get that from someone that isn't in the band, because, you know, when you're in a band all listening to each other constantly, if someone from the outside that you all mutually respect, which is great having a producer and stuff, if someone just says one thing, you're all more like, yeah, okay, I'll listen to you. I'm not listening to you, but I'll listen to you.
They could say the same thing and you're like, fuck that guy, but yes, this new person, I'm going to listen to them.
Just because he didn't say no to the last idea you had. That's it.
So Finnbar Below the Neck, it's now into June. We're coming into June, man.
It certainly is.
Are you getting, what way are you feeling about this new release? Is it coming upon you fast, or like have you got certain amount of plans? Must you go through 3 or 4 more things before there's a release? Have you got gigs? You know,
I mean, there's going to be a music video for it, and then that has, as far as I'm aware, been shot.
Oh
yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's a you know, a sort of tour blog type, you know. It's a tour video, basically, you know, with live footage and stuff. So there's no real spoilers there. And Mark Sharp, who was on tour with us doing recording. Oh, he's such a great guy. He's gone out with Attila, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. Like he's in a band called To Kill Achilles, and they're really cool.
Huge following, like.
They're like really big sort of melodic hardcore kind of vibes.
I actually said it to Kenzie when we were coming back from Galway on Friday.
Telling
him about Mark, and I mentioned the band, and he was like, he's in what? He's with them. And I was like, yeah man, he's like the soundest guy ever. And he's like, I fucking love that band. I was like, oh shit, because I only actually copped what band he was in after on the last day of tour in Manchester. Like, oh fuck, I know that band.
So he's shot, and he did all like sort of, he's like very much a sort of tour photographer, tour videographer. He's very, very good, very creative, kind of like looks at what the band are and then makes them look cooler. You know, that's the best way to describe it. So he shot all the video, and it's been edited and stuff at the moment. I think that once that process is done, we will then sort of look at the release of it. We probably wouldn't have release shows, to be honest, for it, just because of what we've got and where we've got it. It's kind of, or what the plans we sort of have, like nothing really fits the right time scale. You know, if we're supporting a band, it's not like this is a release show. It's like, it's not really fair. Like, so it will be out in like sort of hopefully the next 2 months is my plan.
Okay, that's good then. That's good to hear.
But I mean, that it's all dependent on how everything happens and all that kind of push. Summer's a bad time to release a track because of festivals, and there's like all these like sort of, you know, unwritten rules and all this fish. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you just need to break that mold a little bit, kind of do what you want. So I think that'll be I think the next one is, oh man, I'm clown now. Christ. I'm anyone from Slipknot. This is the heaviest things we've ever done. I think like it's
also
heavier.
The softest thing we've ever done.
But also it has electronic. This is a different kind of song for us a little bit. I think we did a little bit of production bullshit at the end of the track, so it's kind of, we haven't really done that before. Okay. And yeah, it's cool. Like, I'm really excited for it to come out.
So like we'll say for October, November, is there things happening with Below the Neck for November, October? Like, how far ahead do you plan as a band?
We certainly have stuff in the books for October and November. Okay. We're got stuff in the books for next year. It's not like concrete, but we've got plans and ideas. Mm-hmm. I'm always like trying to book about a million things. It's just like how my brain operates.
You need to look at the plan because you can fit everything else around it. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we're going to be recording again, hopefully quite soon-ish, because changing tuning and changing kind of the vibe a little bit and all that kind of.
Do this again?
Possibly.
Yeah.
There's nothing booked yet, but we're
see
kind
how open Finnbar is, Evan. To see this, like this guy, you know what I mean?
Oh, see,
I can try and get that out of Evan. Like,
see the
fucking game of poker.
See the list of things. The list of things I'm not talking about.
This is it,
Finnbar. Thank you very, very much for being so honest with the show. Thank you. You're going to come on again, right?
No, you just want scoops off me, and I fucking you ain't getting shit off me, like
no. Not shit. I
all
give
the
you a
stuff
hot
he is
scoop.
telling you, there's 50 other things he's not.
Exactly. I'll give you a hot scoop. Evan's booking Words That Burn. There you go.
Yeah.
And Kieran Coughlin is doing the poster.
Yeah. Oh no, you outed it, like.
But no, we've definitely got plenty of stuff. We've got loads of shit written. Like there's. So something near the end of the year, and then something off the back of that start of next year, and then potentially something again off the back of that later on. Like friends,
times then, man.
Yeah, I mean, friends of mine were like, "Oh, do you want to do some weekenders and stuff together?" I was like, "I'd love to, but I can't take more time away from my house."
Yeah.
Because like I get a lot of leeway from my wife. I'm very lucky, and the guys in the band are also very lucky. Like we get away with a lot, but like there's just a limit to what we can actually do, how much we can do it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with planning ahead and picking things, because if you're planning ahead enough, all the logistic things are figured out, that it's just the financial thing then. But when you have enough time to do it, even putting a certain amount of money
away every month,
it's all totally doable. And then saving merch and guarantees and everything to go into the bigger things like recording.
But I mean, we definitely, one of our sort of goals for next year is to do a lot more festivals. Maybe not the biggest festivals on the planet, but just places where we know I think people would probably appreciate what we do, because we're quite remote, is a nice way of putting it. It's quite hard to get into different places. So speaking to different people, and like I'll put any band that are good on a show, in Inverness, which is, it's expensive for them. It's a long drive, etc. But I'm willing to pay guarantees and stuff that are not, fucking stupid. But because I almost like, if I help enough people, one day someone will help me.
100%. And the way it should be, really.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a positive cycle. And like it's funny. That kid you're talking about that like always likes stuff. Yeah. And like okay. Like I just like there's people I know that are like that. Yeah. And I always try to be, if there's something I like that someone's doing, I'm not be like, well, I'm not gonna like it because I just like everything. Like my wife's always like, oh, you just like loads of stuff on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, but I have so many people on Facebook and I like what they're doing.
Yeah,
Like I'm genuinely like, I don't bullshit people. Like if I like something, I like it and I'll tell them. And if I don't like something, it's there. And I have nothing to do with it because I don't have time for the sort of hate and negative energy.
No.
To be that hippie. But yeah, it's true.
Absolutely. Like I think the more people that have that kind of attitude of just not shitting on fucking everything, just for the sake of it, like, do you know what I mean?
Like people say, oh, nothing ever happens here metal wise, right? In Inverness, and fucking Machine Head are playing here in September. Like, and that's been put on by, you know, some of the bigger, one of the two sort of big promotion companies in Scotland. And, you know, it's like, if nobody turns out to this show, do you really think they're going to book more? Like, think about that. You know, we've got like a 1,000 cap venue in the city. It's like, come on, like Brim Horizon will play
together. Like, yeah.
You know, like, you know, if you actually want to go and see these things, fucking go and see them. I know it's like the whole support your scene thing is like that weird thing where people actually mean support my band, which is not what I do. It's like,
oh man,
no, go and see.
That's 10 out of what you just said there. Fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah. And you know you know, I have nothing to gain by Machine Head doing really well. I have bought a ticket. I'm going. If we're asked to support, I fucking love it, but I don't think it'll happen because it's one of those like probably 3-hour Machine Head long, you know, shows.
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to get to see the band I love or loved, you know, a lot for a lot of my life. And I don't have to fucking get a bus or a train down to Glasgow to go stay in some shit hotel and hear people say Machine fucking Head 400 times. You know, like, you know, it's like, I'm excited about it. And like, I feel like it's kind of lost on our people, but that's fine. You know, they don't need to be into it. But I guess what I was like going to get to is just, I always hear people say, if you can do stuff for your scene and like be part of it and just like it and be positive about what you like things will only ever get better. Like they're not going to get worse because, you know, you buy a £5 patch from Pupil Slicer. You know, like I ordered a vinyl like ages ago from them. And I got a letter from them saying like, hey man, if you ever wanted to put us up on a show, it'd be great. Like they didn't know I was a promoter or anything. But like the point of that is like communicating with people and like just being friendly and open.
Yeah.
And unfortunately we couldn't make it work because they're also killing it and absolutely destroying it at the moment.
Started fucking blowing up.
They don't have any holidays left. I can tell you that much. You know, that's what it comes down to.
They have like trying to do a normal job as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's but to cut anything off, I wanted to actually ask Richie a question.
Ooh.
So let's turn the tables.
Ooh.
Can you tell me some Irish bands that I maybe wouldn't know or think of that you think I should check out as someone who maybe isn't as involved with scenes as you guys are? Take 5. Let's do like 3 from each person. And it doesn't need to be your best mate. It's not pish. I know Axe Catcher. I know Archives. I know like some of the sort of stuff I might be more into. I know Bitter Pill, all that stuff. Like, what's like things I maybe wouldn't know?
Let's see. Would you be open to all types of metal?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Death metal, thrash metal, post prog, like most stuff. I'm probably gonna like it. If it's like really badly produced black metal, I probably don't care.
Nah,
but I'll probably like it live.
You're talking to the wrong guy there straight away.
I probably like it live, but I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to realize. It's cool to watch live. But...
Yeah.
I might give you Nomadic Rituals first of all.
Okay, cool.
I'll give you them. And as I said, you've put me on the spot here because I've had so many bands on the show. The safe answer is just go back over a few of them. And
there we go.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give you Nomadic Rituals straight away.
Cool.
Soothsayer.
Okay, I've heard that name before.
Yeah, you sure one of mine. Anyway.
And
oh no, fuck it, I have loads.
Evan, you should be.
Yeah, I have loads actually.
I could give you Acid Age.
What was that? Sorry,
Acid Age.
Oh, okay. I've not heard of them.
They're different again.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to not say all
See,
in
fuck
one.
off now, because you've meant that's 3. You're going to probably end up eating into mine. Like,
We'll just go 3
Go on,
each.
give 3 then.
well, 10-ton slug. I know you'll be playing with them, but have you actually seen them or listened to them?
No, I haven't.
Okay, 10-ton slug.
Ah, Jesus! If we're going to go down, I thought he just knew of them, so therefore I would.
No,
mention
it's
them.
thing.
Haven't you really?
No, I know of the name.
Okay,
but
so
it's like
puts a different spin in it. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, yes or no brainer.
Yeah.
Go on, Ev.
I have a feeling that you know God Alone. I definitely talked to God Alone. Yeah. Let me think now. Corrosa would be a band like very kind of like sludge,
Again, see, this is the thing,
kind of thing. Fucking love Appenum. Absolutely love
Appenum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think
there's a few there. Yeah.
The easiest thing for me to do is just have a look at my t-shirts. 2 seconds.
Have you got that drawer of just t-shirts, Evan? Because I've got a couple of them.
Like we could go on for, but like every year,
Zora, I've never listened to them, but
every year I just do a compilation, Finnbar, and it's there,
go for it.
And all the best stuff is on that compilation. So it's up on YouTube. It's just the Metal Cell.
Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah,
and it's the best of the year. So therefore, it's a lot easier then because you'll be able to quickly figure out what bands you like and what
Polar Bear.
Molar Bear, yeah. I mean,
fucking sick, man.
See, we'd just go on forever, man. So fuck it.
Yeah.
Evan is only calling out the bands now that he got fucking free t-shirts off of.
Huh?
You merch whore.
I paid for them all. Well, no, I didn't.
Dude, I pay for every shirt unless someone like threatens to stab me if I don't take their merch.
This is the thing. Some bands have just given me and I'm super fucking grateful. But even
it's so nice.
When we just did the tour, like next time we do that, I'm bringing the t-shirt I have with me. Because I came home I had 8 new items of clothing altogether, and it was just like I wore 2 shirts a day.
I had 4 shirts on the first night. 4 shirts from the Glasgow show. I was like, fuck's sake.
I had my Slept On one there. I got my Skin of the Snake one. I had my Victim Unit one.
I wear my Slept On one now.
I had my Razor Sharp one.
Yeah, that shirt's really sick as well. It's really cool. I love that shirt.
I had my Lorraine long sleeve.
Razor Sharp, Death Blizzard. I bought fucking everything off them as well. They're just one of those bands you just buy all their merch. I bought the CD. I bought the fucking vinyl. I have the long sleeve t-shirt. Jeez.
There was someone wearing a Razor Sharp hoodie at 10-ton slug on Friday, and I was like, I feel like they are Irish though. You'd forget something. A big bus away.
So like to get out of fucking Finnbar's question now, the end credits would contain all the Irish bands. He never fucking mentioned me.
Oh, Chancer. Chancer are another band you should listen to. They're fucking sick.
I think I might have listened to them.
Do you know what? Dead Cult have a fucking playlist.
See, between Dead Cult and the Metal Cell,
you're sorry.
I'll be sorry that way.
Like for
sure, everyone else out there.
The next thing is to get you over. That's the next challenge.
Oh, Murdoch. You love Murdoch.
Okay.
Murdoch is...
He's going to have to fucking go back over the show and it's played and watch the whole thing again.
Literally, just look at the Dead Cult playlist on... there's fucking shit tons of stuff on that. How many there's... Let me check now.
I didn't mean for this to happen, Richie. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did. There's 4 hours and 45 minutes worth of Irish bands on
it. Oh, baby. Yeah.
Plenty to delve in.
Yes, we would love to come to Ireland. It would be the coolest fucking shit ever. And for once, people could stop asking me if I'm from Ireland when they hear my name. Because you'd be like, you're not from here, mate.
Yeah.
You're fucking green and yellow hair, you prick.
I know, when we started, I was like, wait a fucking minute. But you had that already. Like,
it wasn't for this podcast. It's fine. But yeah, it's actually going all green tonight. That's what I'm doing after this. Dyeing my hair green.
You've so much in common, you two. You guys.
I swear to God, he's the Scottish me. Like,
he's the Scottish
genuinely is.
And I fucking found the Spanish Evan then when I was in Malaga.
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ.
I want to see the pictures there.
Yeah, I'll send you this picture. Apparently, this guy looks exactly like me. He just has small eyes. Like, that's all it is.
Do you know what's funny? My wife will kill me for saying this. But when she was like, Evan just looks Irish. I was like, what the fuck do you mean by that? She's like, I don't know, it's just something. He just looks Irish. Not the hair, obviously, because you had fucking blue hair when she saw you. But like, just like that. I don't know. And I was like, I kind of know what you mean.
Cracked teeth and fucking yeah, I like it.
it's the smile, it's the charm, it's the eyes.
I'll take that. Oh,
there you go, guys.
He'll never ever make it to Ireland. Like, such a pity.
Hey, I can get a boat. It'll be fine. But we'd love to come over, and also, I'll probably kill myself for doing this. But if anyone out there that hasn't messaged me, sorry, Adam, wants to, like, if they're planning on coming over to like Scotland or England sort of stuff, hit me up. I might be able to do something. I am very open. I can't do everything, but if I can make it work, I would like to.
Lines up and it's doable.
Yes, that's great,
man. Like,
So I'll put a link on this episode as well. To your, what's the name of your PR?
So it's iHammer Collective.
iHammer Collective. Okay,
yeah.
Go on as well.
Finnbar,
you've been fantastic, man. A fantastic guest on the show. Hello to Nick. Check them out, lads. You all heard them. They're fantastic.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, and thanks for having me. It's been awesome. And maybe one day, Richie, we'll get to meet. Maybe one day.
I know what's fucking going on between the two of you. Fuck you. As if I don't know.
Never.
No.
Fuck you, Evan. And Alex. If I see Alex, I'm going to fucking kill him.
As well, sorry, I like just to ruin your exit, but during the tour, Alex had like "Kill Finn" written on his hands.
Yeah.
And a picture went up on Instagram, and Instagram took it down because they were like,
no way.
They flagged it for bullying and hate speech, so he got a warning.
Oh, it's amazing. That's so funny.
I think it was up, I'd say, 20 minutes.
Insane.
It was when we were in Leeds, I think.
Yeah.
He was like, showing me the picture, and he was like, And then like 10 minutes, he's like, "What the fuck?"
And it was Sharpie, so that was stuff because I kill Alex on my fucking. I got my knuckle tattooed anyway, but like
I don't think they had an issue with that at all.
No,
it was just
just Alex
didn't want to hurt your beautiful little face.
That's it.
Leave it alone.
Exactly. Right,
Okay,
Rich, we'll let you do an outro. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Thank you again, Finn. Say hello to all the lads for me, and crucially support your local metal scene because we do.
Absolutely. Yes.
Rock my band.
Love my band.